While traveling, a man stumbled upon something bizarre. A huge hole had been cut clean through the smooth surface of a bridge. At first, he didn't think much of it, just assumed it was routine construction work. But then, a cold, sudden gust of wind swept across the bridge, knocking a plastic barrel into the river below. Just then, the bus he was on was stopped by a worker. The sudden braking also accidentally cut Nick's finger, and from that moment on, an eerie tension began to thicken. The bus's CCTV feed flickered and died. Immediately afterward, the radio started playing music by a deceased singer. Another icy gust rushed through, snatching a worker's hard hat right off his head. A strong vibration rattled through the bridge, filling Nick with dread. He looked ahead anxiously. The workers, still cutting into the road, hadn't noticed what was happening behind them. A crack raced across the bridge surface, snapping the steel cables in an instant. Realizing the bridge was about to collapse, Nick grabbed his girlfriend's arm, but it was already too late for a clean escape. He shook his dazed friend awake, and without a word they bolted toward the end of the bridge. Another passenger had just stepped out of the restroom, only to see his car swallowed by the widening gap. He was tossed around violently inside, slamming headfirst into the windshield. Those still alive scrambled in panic, but the remaining cables couldn't hold. Nick pulled his girlfriend along as they ran desperately. Suddenly, another section of the bridge gave way ahead. Even those who managed to jump across couldn't escape the disaster. The bridge fractured into 3 collapsing segments, trapping most people in the middle. Fortunately, Nick spotted an intact steel beam still connecting 2 sections. He encouraged his girlfriend not to be afraid. Lisa spread her arms for balance and edged carefully across the swaying beam, finally making it safely to the other side. But then Nick heard a colleague crying for help. Ignoring the danger, he rushed back and helped her onto the beam. Shaken and without her glasses, knocked off in the earlier chaos, she could barely see where to go. A violent shudder rocked the structure, but she clung tightly to the steel. Lisa reached out, urging her to keep moving. Another jolt shook the bridge. Watching his colleague finally reach safety, Nick breathed a sigh of relief, only to see a car plunge into the abyss the very next second.